In the lonely ghost town of Gold City, we come upon a dark and stormy night. A vulture caws as we pan across the landscape to an old abandoned mine, warning travelers to keep out. A man shambles out of the mine as the thunder rolls. What will our heroes find? Who knows? Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Hey yo, meddling kids! I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
And, bro, we're getting in it.
We are.
Getting in it to win
We
it.
are in it to win it.
Episode 4 of Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Ethan, mind your own business.
Only a few mind yours.
I will. Don't we love a pun name?
We
Don't
do.
We love it?
Okay, as far as episode titles go, this is probably one of the best ones we've had thus far, if not the best, I would say.
I mean, what a night for a night. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pun. That. We get it. It's just homophones, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of low-hanging fruit.
This one, peak.
Mind your own business. We also get, in my opinion, one of the most classic Scooby Doo episodes of all time.
You find this to be one of the most classic?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Huh,
One of them.
I mean, yes, I feel like Minor 49er became, a classic one for me just because I'm like, well, he's was in the live-action movie, so obviously he's got to be a classic villain, you know?
That's kind of where it all started for me.
Yeah, I don't
remember. It was in Monsters Unleashed where they had, the museum of all the villains that they'd gone up against in the past, and he was one of them. I was like, what's that guy? And here he is.
I just don't remember watching this specific episode that many times.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there are some classic gags in this one that definitely I'm like, oh, I remember this from another episode and another episode. Huh. Scooby-Doo reuses its own stuff a lot.
Yep.
But it is a good one. It's a good one.
For all sure. Right. I feel like the quality of episodes has only gone up since the series started.
Oh, yeah. A first episode is just the one guy that we met.
Right.
Now there's two guys.
We only meet two guys, and we know that we only meet one until the very end. So we know that the other guy is obviously the guy who did it. So we've had people fake their deaths. We'd had just your standard regular bad guy affair, and now we have this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other episodes. We're gonna have some other episodes that keep it gets better as it keeps going on. The mysteries keeps getting better, and this one we have two suspects, but still, that's one more than half the other episodes.
That's true. That's very true. So we start off with Shaggy being a terrible navigator.
Listen. My first thought watching the Shaggy with the upside down map was I was thinking of Percy Jackson's musical because that's all I can ever think of.
Tell me more. What specifically made you what about the upside down map made you think of that?
I can't remember if it's in one of the official songs of the Lightning Thief musical or if it's one of the the outtake songs, but literally Percy has the map upside down and Annabeth is so annoyed at him.
I mean, she wouldn't be much better. They're both dyslexic.
True, but she's... Oh no, it definitely is an outtake song, because she's, talking about how she's oh, he's so cute, but he's so dumb, and then he's oh, the map was upside down, and she's oh my god, this man.
Oh, Percy Jackson is the himbo that we deserve.
Absolutely. And so is Shaggy.
Is Shaggy a himbo?
I mean, okay, maybe not a himbo, but like,
Because like I don't think Shaggy has the muscle mass necessary to be a himbo.
yeah. I mean, Shaggy's just a silly little guy.
He is a silly little guy.
That's the difference. Shaggy's a silly little guy. Fred is a himbo.
True. I can get behind that.
They have no brain cells between the two of them.
No, it's like magnets with the same charge. The more you push them together, the farther apart they're gonna go.
Yeah.
That's what happens with Shaggy and Fred's brain cells. Just no attraction whatsoever.
Just gone. Yeah. But I just like there were some good Shaggy moments in this episode. Sometimes I'm just like,
For sure.
man, I love Shaggy. He's such a weird guy.
He was probably my favorite character for a while, though I did relate the most to Velma growing up. But we knew that.
I mean, I love them all dearly. Like,
yeah, I used to not like Daphne for at least in this version.
I feel like I always had to have a soft spot. I always had to have a soft spot for Daphne because Ginger.
Understandable.
Like, even when I was like, oh, she's like feminine, I was like, okay, but she's Ginger. So,
well, my biggest thing with not liking her is that she just seemed to be so helpless, right? Like she was always like getting captured or triggering traps or things like that. So
maybe this is my toxic trait, but I'm always into the ones who like are damsels.
I don't know. I like independent women. Maybe that's why I like Velma, in addition to the fact that she's the smart one.
I love an independent woman, but I also love a damsel. Like, just... I don't know
Truly
why.
the dichotomy of womanhood.
The two genders. Independent woman or damsel. That's it.
Truly.
What if you're both?
An independent damsel. Well, that's what Daphne is in the live action, I think.
Exactly. That's why Daphne in the live action is the best.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that they made her a more independent character, and I enjoyed that part.
It's so good.
In addition to Sarah Michelle Gellar in purple leather boots, but that's a different discussion.
Okay, let's talk about this episode again.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's not a whole lot happening.
Over Sarah Michelle Gellar aside, she's a married woman.
We can always talk about that. I mean, her and Freddie, like, both.
They're
iconic.
Both gorgeous. They are. Like, Freddie is quite the silver fox.
But we can thirst over these people forever on this show. I know we don't have a whole lot of plot in these first few episodes, but like,
no,
we gotta talk about the funny things.
Yes.
We are in a ghost town called Gold City.
We are.
That is just, such a dumb name.
Okay, I think the writers here had such a low budget and such a tight deadline, they didn't have time to think of a good name. So like, what's the name of an old ghost town where there was a mine for gold? Gold City. Cool. We're good.
It's so silly. So because Shaggy got them lost, they have to find a place for the night.
Yep.
I think it's at a ranch. Technically, it's not even like an actual hotel.
Right. And the man with one of the most bisexual outfits I've ever seen answers the door. Like a dark green coat with a purple ascot and bright red hair styled like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy opens the door.
I'm sorry, this is like Daphne's outfit in reverse.
Exactly. Like, I'm tempted to think like he might be related in some way. I know not all gingers are related, but like, given like the color palette and all that, like,
it was a choice to make that the color palette.
Definitely a choice, though I feel like Daphne's green is brighter.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
And he accentuates the waist. Like, he's got a belt over the coat. That man's trying to show off his hips. Like, look at that.
I mean,
I'm looking at it right now.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Hell yeah. That man has childbearing hips, and he wants everyone to know about it.
Oh my god, Ethan. So he gives them a place for the night. This wonderful bisexual man.
Whose name is Big Ben, by the way. He definitely strips on the weekends.
Well, I think he's pretty confident about his size.
I think so too. I think he's one of those strippers where they go like behind like a screen and they like strip down from there, and then the reveal is just
Oh my goodness. I love talking about this man and what he does in his free time.
It's just my headcanon. We barely see this man at all.
No, but he's our prime suspect because he's tall.
Yes, he really is. We get
But-
Scooby stealing the cheese from a mousetrap, and the mouse is pissed about it.
Okay.
Which Scooby kind of did them a favor if you think about it.
Do we need to have a tally for every time Scooby pisses off a small animal?
We might need to do that, like on a per episode basis.
We're gonna have to go back when we're editing because it's happened. I want to say in almost every episode that we've watched so far.
At least once an episode.
Like, yeah, it just keeps happening. Scooby, can you stop pissing off these little animals?
Right. Like the mouse is like shaking his fist. Like, curse you, giant dog, for stealing my cheese. Oh, and then we get to see Big Ben's boots. Like,
you just want to keep talking about this man.
hey, the animators knew what they were doing with this man. They spent extra time on him.
Someone there was just really into Big Ben.
Hey, takes all kinds. So let him have it.
Okay. So then they go and they meet the other guy who's working here, who is Hank.
Yep.
He's a little gremlin man.
Little old gremlin man.
And he tells them the story of Miner 49er, who was a miner from the 1840s?
Yep. 1849 was the California gold rush, so.
Yeah. Hey, we know at least what state they're in.
Yeah, California, probably.
Probably. Unless they're just in some other random state, and then the miner is just here, because that could totally happen in a Scooby Doo episode, too.
Where they go over the course of this series is bonkers. Because, like, in the second episode, they were over by lighthouses, which in theory could be on any coast, but they're more often, like, up in the northeast of the United States. Or, like, and then 2 episodes later, they're all the way in California. That's 5 straight days of driving without sleeping.
I'm just telling you. I think this is looking more and more like my theory that like Fred is running from the draft.
Well, why wouldn't they go to Canada? A lot of people did that for the draft.
Because they still just want to stay in the U.S. and solve mysteries. They're like, there's no mysteries in Canada. Everyone there is nice.
No, Canadians would never dress up like a miner and scare people away.
Exactly. The Americans are all about that capitalist census. So that's what all the mysteries are about.
Then again, at this time, Canada was still a British colony, so like...
yeah, other reasons not to go there. Isn't it still technically?
I think it is, but like very loosely.
Yeah.
Like, I think they still have like the British royalty and like their money.
Yeah, they do.
No, they have...
Oh?
They have loons on their money. Like, their bills are called loonies.
Oh my...
It's crazy.
What the fuck?
And like, it smells like maple syrup. Like, Canada...
As it should.
No, it should. I'm not gonna say it shouldn't. It should. But it just... It feels like Monopoly money sometimes.
I guarantee that if you cut open a Canadian, it would just be maple syrup instead of blood. I guarantee.
We'll have to ask our resident Canadian, Adele, about that.
We can. I can also ask my other Canadian friend, Juice.
I forgot Juice was Canadian.
I never forget these things.
I've also haven't really talked to Juice as much as you have, so...
How dare you? Talk to my beloved Juicy.
They're never around.
Well, some people lurk.
That's true.
Just like Miner 49er! He lurks in the dark! Okay. My goodness. Like, they go out exploring because they're like, ooh, mystery. What else are we gonna do?
Yep.
And
it's literally a ghost town. There's nothing else to do.
Literally nothing here.
Just like living in the Midwest.
The scene that plays here is like literally redone in another Scooby Doo show later on, like 10 years later, because they go to a saloon. There's a creepy player piano that everyone's scared of.
Yep. And Miner 49er makes a little appearance, so he knows that they're there.
The fact that they don't even notice that that's Miner 49er, they just don't pay attention.
All Hank said was that there's a miner just around. They don't know what to look for.
I just think it's funny that he was just like there and no one was like, "Oh, hi," or he didn't go like "rar," you know.
Yeah, or
It
like
was
a
just it was very chill.
yeah.
I don't know. It was
Shaggy and Scooby order stuff at the bar of the saloon.
yep. They order sarsaparillas.
Sarsaparillas, which is the main ingredient in root beer, or at least a version of root beer. So it makes sense that they would, because they're supposed to be in high school, so that would make sense that they would order root beer instead of actual beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because sarsaparilla it's a root. It's one of the roots in root beer.
Interesting. I definitely used to have like root beer when I had root beer floats as a small child, and I was like, I hate this. This is terrible.
You're also just very picky, and I
I
absolutely
am.
love root beer.
I liked the ice cream.
Root beer float ice cream?
Yeah,
Is that what you were talking about? Okay.
yeah.
Root beer float ice cream is good. I don't know. I in my Boy Scout troop we made our own root beer with like a syrup and dry ice and water. It was really good.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah. Anyway, they get a glass full of spider webs instead of root beer.
They do. There's not really anything going on in this saloon, so they leave.
And are we going to ignore the fact that the miner was the one who gave them the glasses of spider webs by just shoving it down the bar and they didn't even notice he was there?
We just said this, Ethan.
We did?
We did.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when he was standing in the doorway.
No, I meant like when he gave them the sarsaparillas. Like they didn't acknowledge that was him. He didn't. Nope.
Nope.
The ADHD is strong in this one.
Yes. The player piano doing its thing, as you said earlier.
It's just a player piano, and like I get why like that could be something that scares Scooby Doo. It's just funny that like that's happened at least one other time in a Scooby Doo episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they leave, they go to the old hotel.
Also Shaggy's peach fuzz is a part of his face instead of just like hair on his face. I just find that a little bit weird, but
it's a part of his face.
Well, yeah, but like I have a beard. My beard is not the same color as my face.
It's not really the same color as his face. It's like
it's just an extension of his face.
Yeah, it's like the black outline of his
okay.
His person, I think, is what it's supposed to be.
Okay. Cool. So Shaggy gets snagged by a tree branch.
Oh no, the worst. The scariest thing possible. It's a tree. It's a tree.
Yep. I mean, how Shaggy's shirt didn't rip is beyond me.
He has protagonist energy.
Plot armor. That extends to shirt durability, apparently.
Literally. The shirt is his armor.
Yep.
There you go. It's durable.
Wild.
The shirt's AC was very high.
Clearly.
The next thing I wrote down was the mirror that they all walk past.
And Scooby takes a little more time with it.
Because he's like, oh, look, a mirror. I'm gonna, like, get distracted by it. And then the miner appears. It's no longer
the miner
a mirror.
starts imitating his movement, too, which I found a little weird.
It's a gag, because it's a cartoon. We gotta have some weird, funky little gags.
Some goofs.
So he's just being weird.
And then we get another one of those cigar indigenous statues.
Yeah,
like there was in the first episode.
That's just like a thing that they keep using.
Yeah, why do they do that?
It's gonna keep coming up.
Don't like it.
I don't like it either. Bro, the next episode is gonna have some more Native American things. And I'm sorry.
And then Fred finds a map of the city inside of it.
Yeah, okay, that is funny. Like, Scooby gets caught on it as he's running away from the miner, and then the heads pops off, and then they find the only thing inside of it is a brand new map.
That was somehow, like, right by the neck instead of all the way down at the bottom.
Weird. And it has, like, coordinates on it, but they're not coordinates. They're the what do you call that? The safe combination. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Velma deduces from it.
And then we get Frank Welker's pronunciation of the word treasure, which I find deeply amusing.
Okay, every time he says treasure,
Treasure.
every time that happens, that also needs to be a thing. We need to keep like tallies of 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 all these funny jokes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
No, you're not.
Scooby being mean to animals
Yep.
and Fred saying treasure.
It's all about the treasure.
I love it. Um, and then Shaggy is hoping that it's a fortune of chocolate cheeseburgers,
That
which
sounds gross, not gonna lie.
I okay, I want to know, like, is it chocolate covered cheeseburgers? Is it just like chocolate in the shape of cheeseburgers?
So Charlie, have you watched the YouTube show Good Mythical Morning before?
I have not. I know of it, but I have not.
Okay. So several years ago, they made an episode called Will It Chocolate where they dipped a bunch of stuff in chocolate to see what would work. One of those things was a hamburger,
Oh no.
where
Oh no.
they took the individual components and dipped them in chocolate and put them back together.
Oh dear God.
It actually ended up being pretty good, but that's what I'm picturing. It's like the individual
Okay.
components of the cheeseburgers all dipped in chocolate and put back together.
I'm not gonna lie. I think my dinner is starting to come back up my throat.
Yeah, I understand. I understand why.
I don't like
It's not
this.
something I would enjoy.
I don't like it.
Also, Shaggy showing off his dexterity here,
Yes.
picking this safe.
Okay. Okay. But the fact this is just great. So they go to the safe and Shaggy's like, "Oh no, let me do it. Let me do it. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just figure out this safe. Figure it out." Fred's like, "I got the combination. It's right here." And then
Mm-hmm.
Scooby just opens it.
Yep. Scooch opens the door. It wasn't locked. And Shaggy was like, "Yeah, I knew it was open." Just prime fragile masculinity there, not willing to admit when he's wrong.
Impeccable hilarity right there. Like
Truly.
just like a few different gags in one. I loved it.
Yep. Yep.
But Shaggy, yeah, the dexterity and charisma of Shaggy, you cannot tell me he's not a bard. This man is a bard.
Yeah. A bard who also put his number 2 stat as Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Bard
wild.
rogue.
That's true. I have to see if. Wait, hold on. I've seen some Tulak the Barbarian videos, right?
You have to what? You have to send me
So
videos?
a creator on YouTube called Tulak the Barbarian makes fictional characters in Dungeons and
Oh,
Dragons.
okay, you might have sent me this before, yes.
Either because he did Daphne recently. Yeah, actually, 3 years ago he did it. So let's see. I forget. Da, 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 da.
I mean, I do think that at some point, I feel like I've said it before, that we need to like just do something where we put them into D&D.
Yeah, so he made Shaggy a ranger multi-class, which makes sense, giving Scooby as his ranger companion.
Sure. I mean, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm just still hyped up on the fact that like the Shaggy uses bard powers later in the episode.
Yeah.
So like, I personally just think he's too much of a bard. But
Yeah.
maybe
He also made Daphne a monk.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, I would.
100%. Anyway,
But we can get into that at a different time. So in the safe, there's a secret passage, and Scooby does not want to go in, as usual.
Oh, of course not. No, it's scary.
Then Scooby starts pretending to act like a chicken, because why
as she
not?
would. Nobody here but us chickens.
Of course. Insert the Vine clip of "Look at all those chickens."
Oh my god. Well, but they gotta go in there. They gotta go in there. That's where the plot is.
Yep, they give him 2 Scooby snacks, and he is ready to go.
And guess what? It's an elevator, bro. Like,
yep, it's an elevator, and it falls all the way down.
All the way down.
Turtles all the way down.
Yeah, all the way down to the old mine, and it's dark down there.
It is.
So
because it's a mine and it's underground.
So what does our wonderful, beautiful Shaggy do?
He thinks he finds candles.
He does.
Because
he
it's
finds
dark.
candles.
But because it's dark, he can't see that they're dynamite.
I feel like Shaggy would just light them even if it was like if he could tell what they were. Like, I feel like he just wouldn't know that it was dynamite.
Okay, I
And that it would
don't know
blow
if
up.
Shaggy's that dumb, because once Velma tells him, hey, it's dynamite, he tries to put it out and then throws it away.
But, like, if he could see it, I feel like he still would not know and put two and two together. I think he'd just be like, oh, look, I found a candle to give us more light.
Maybe.
I don't know. He's a dummy, and I love him, okay?
He is a dummy.
But yeah, I mean, there would be
Lovable
dynamite in the
goofball.
mine. So it's time to split up and look for clues once we find actual lights. Because there is some actual light later down in the tunnel.
Yep.
And what do you think happens once they split up? What do you think? Do they immediately
Miner
find the
shows
bad
up.
guy? Yeah. No,
They
never.
make shadow puppets.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
for a little bit.
I would. Not gonna lie.
Also, Scooby can whistle, despite the fact that he's a dog and their lips work differently.
Don't think about it, okay?
Fine.
Just don't overanalyze Scooby and the things that he can do.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure he probably eats chocolate at some point in this show, and like
he also
dogs
eats cotton
cannot.
candy. Like dogs shouldn't really eat sugar either. So
Yeah,
like that's part of the intro sequence. So like whatever.
It's fine. He's always eating
anyway,
sugar.
Scooby opens the door, and the miner was standing right there. Didn't do anything, just standing there.
And then we gotta have a door gag, like right here.
Of course.
Not the chase scene thing, but like, you know,
no,
I don't
like
believe
somebody
you
opens a door. Scooby's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Shaggy, the miner's behind this door." He's really scared about it, and Shaggy's like, "Oh, really?" And Shaggy opens the door, and he's not there.
Yeah,
Non-existent.
exactly. You gotta have a classic. Oh no, I don't believe you, Scooby. You're just being silly and scared, kind of thing. Because it happens all the time.
Yep.
And then at some point, Scooby opens the door and Shaggy sees, oh no, it's the miner! Ah!
Yep.
And we run. And there's a mine cart chase scene.
Because there has to be.
They're in a mine. Obligatory mine carts.
Yeah. So the first time I saw a minecart chase scene was in Indiana Jones, but this came before Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So where did it come from?
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily like a trope, but like you're in a mine, you're gonna have mine carts.
Yeah.
You know?
When was the first minecart chase scene made?
I don't know, man.
1935.
Jesus. Okay.
Wait, hold on. No, that's saying Indiana Jones, but that's not right.
Because this was earlier.
Hold on. Yeah, because this came out before Indiana Jones.
Maybe it was this. Who knows?
Did Steven Spielberg take from Scooby Doo?
We'll see if it says anything in the trivia. Honestly. Okay.
Let me see.
So, then during this minecart thing, Fred gets covered in flour.
As one does.
As one does. And then you're gonna look like a ghost, because again, very classic gag here.
Yeah. Somebody gets some sort of white substance dumped on them.
And then someone opens the door and is like, oh no, it's a ghost! But yeah, that's what happens when Shaggy and Scooby try to meet up with the others.
Yep.
So they're running away. And oh no, it's just Fred, guys. It's just him. He's okay. We're all good.
Yep, all good.
And
so we get we get a door sequence, but it's caves with the mine carts.
Yeah.
Somehow Scooby ends up in the same car as the miner. Don't know how that happened.
Oh, it's a classic Doors sequence. So like,
of course,
it's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
But then when the gang finally meets back up again, they find this tripwire on the floor, like as they're hearing these scary noises. Like, is that the miner moaning? Yeah, I would too if I had a face like that. Is what Shaggy says.
Which, like, he just has a big nose and a long gray beard. He's basically just a hippie Gandalf at this point.
Oh my god, he's a gnome!
He is a gnome. He lives underground. He's got a big beard and a big nose. He's a gnome.
And he's actually a short dude.
Yeah.
A gnome. A full-on Miner 49er.
He's a gnome.
Now I want, like, a custom gnome that looks like Miner 49.
I wonder if they have a Funko Pop.
Huh. I have no idea. I don't know what Scooby villains they have Funkos for.
I don't know. It does not appear that they have one.
Rude.
Though somebody by the name of H&P Collectibles
Oh, they made a custom
made
one?
they made these little figurines that are similar, and what My 49er is one of them.
Yeah, I love people who make the custom ones. They're very cool.
It's supposed to be looking like it's like knit together, but it's plastic.
Huh,
Here I can send it to you.
please do. It's very cool.
They have them for other Scooby Doo characters too. Like they have the Black Knight from the first episode. They have
Aww,
Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma. So
cute.
I'd never heard of this person before, but they seem to be pretty legit.
Very nice. Well, yeah, so there's weird noises that just keep coming out of the mine all the time, and then they find a tripwire. I wonder if we find out where this comes from. Maybe we'll find a clue. They find a speaker.
Yep.
And it's been putting out the scary noises. So something
Yep.
is not right here.
And then Fred, as he does in moments like this, gets a brilliant idea.
Oh no.
He wants Shaggy to imitate a train
Mm-hmm.
and make it act like a train's coming down the mine shaft.
I love it so much. Like the miner, gotta be the dumbest man.
He is so gullible. Absolutely the most gullible human.
Oh, did I forget to write down when they found out about the oil? I think I forgot to write that down.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe that was when no, I don't remember when that was. But they did find the jars of it.
Mm-hmm. That was with the speakers and the.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah. Okay, I know it was the full gang because Shaggy was like, "Oh, it's chocolate syrup," and Fred's like, "No, it's oil. It's please don't drink that."
Okay, those two things have very different viscosities.
I mean, Shaggy didn't open it. He didn't open it. He just
I guess it just took a little look at it.
Yeah, he's just like, "Oh, look, a dark liquid in a jar, and I'm hungry. It's chocolate syrup."
Did they not have the squeezy bottle for Hershey syrup at this point? Is that not a thing?
I mean, maybe they do, but he's Shaggy. Does he think with his intelligence? No, he does
he
not.
thinks with his stomach.
Exactly.
So then Scooby chases the miner, pretending to be a train, into a tool shed.
Yep. And then, literally, I was writing down, oh my god, Shaggy's using his bard abilities, because he sounds like a train, and it's so fun.
Yes. And then Scooby runs into the tool shed.
Yeah, because, they try to lock him in there, but Scooby is going way too fast. He shouldn't have gone that fast.
And apparently the tool shed was on the edge of a cliff, because why not?
Who designed this? Who?
Clearly somebody who didn't know what they were doing.
Nope. I mean, it is an abandoned mine.
And then Scooby grabs onto the miner's boots and falls to the ground and is perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But, hey look, he was wearing stilts. It's a small dude.
It's a small man.
And guess what? This is not gonna be the last time that somebody was wearing, stilts or something in their boots. And we find out it's actually a small dude.
God, that cannot be comfortable.
No, it can't.
I've walked on stilts. It's not fun. I don't like it. And this guy was able to not only walk, but run with stilts on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would do this to themselves.
Great question. And we find out it's Hank.
Oh my goodness, it's Hank, the only small person we met in this episode.
Yep. And he has the most...
Yeah?
The most nonchalant reaction to being found out that we've seen thus far. He's like, oh, darn. They got me.
Oh, it was those meddling kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do their whole wrap-up with Big Ben explaining, oh, yeah, Hank found this thing, the map, and the elevator to the mine, and found out there was oil in there. Huh. So we had to scare everyone away.
Yep.
Once again, it is about the money. It's always about
capitalism.
The money.
It's always capitalism is the real villain.
As always.
As always.
And our last scene is with Scooby using the stilts to pick apples because once again, it's just about food. Everything is
Always.
about food
Him and Shaggy is always about food.
at all times.
At all times.
And that's the episode.
It is.
Alrighty, let's talk about some of our trivia.
Yes. Yes.
I've been wondering if I need a fun like name for trivia section. What about Terror Time trivia?
Ooh, alliteration. We love that.
We love it. Terror Time. All right. So this episode has different music for the title card.
Yeah, I didn't really pick up on that, to be honest.
I did not notice that either. And this is the music that's only used again in the new Scooby Doo movie's premiere.
So the first episode of the next series after this.
Not even the series after this. The like 2 series after this.
What's after this?
It's the Scooby Doo show.
That's right. Thank you.
It's all like the early Scooby Doo stuff. It's not all like clear on what's what, honestly.
Okay.
So it's fine. Wait, they reused the episode title? That's so terrible. Oh.
It was for a Scrappy Doo show. What do you expect?
How dare you? Why is it an episode of Scrappy and... Okay, it says it's called Scrappy and Yabadoo. That's okay. That's
Google
one of the
this.
shorts.
I've never heard of this in my life.
It's one of the shorts.
Oh, okay. So it's not a show, but it's like...
I need to remember what this character is. If it'll load Scoobypedia.
Okay, there are 13 episodes of this show. Came out in the early 80s, looks like. Yeah, never heard of this before.
I feel like I knew about Yabadoo because they specifically can't have his catchphrase be, Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yabba Dabba Doo. Yeah, that was already taken.
It is. His catchphrase is yippity yappity doo.
Wow, that's something.
That is. But I was so confused when I looked at this episode, because his silhouette just kind of looks like Scooby Dum, who is another character that I also hate.
No, understandably so. I did a little bit of research on Scooby Dum, and I'm not gonna like it when we get there.
No, again, I like Scrappy more than I like most of those other guys, so...
That is fair. I think it's just the foundation of my, like, live-action movie that made me hate Scrappy Doo.
Yeah. Well, they did that just to shit on his character. Has nothing to do with actual Scrappy.
Fair enough.
Okay, this is the first Scooby-Doo episode where Casey Kasem and Frank Welker take on other character roles.
So they were Big Ben and Hank.
No, Big Ben is played by Hal Smith. Frank Welker was the voice of the Vulture.
He does have a talent for making animal sounds, so that makes sense. So Frank Welker has been in the industry for a long time, and many years after this, he was working for Disney on The Lion King. And the roar that the lions have is Frank yelling into a trash can and them messing with it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So they adjusted like the pitch of his scream and made it sound more like a roar. But yeah, it's just Frank Welker yelling into a trash can.
I didn't know about that one. I know that a lot of the time though, when they use it, like for lion sounds in media, it's actually like a tiger's roar because lion roars are not that loud.
No. Lions kind of yip, I guess, more than they roar.
Oh, so you're saying that like Simba making that yipping noise was more accurate?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, lion roars are not that impressive compared to tiger roars or Frank Welker screaming into a bucket.
Oh my god. Okay. So,
that's also some Lion King trivia for you.
Thank you so much, my dude. Oh, that's interesting. So we can actually possibly place where this episode is because of the map.
Yep.
On the map, there's a place called Indian Springs, which is actually in Kern County, California. So,
I mean, given the name of the minor, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we figured it probably could be California, so.
Yeah. Charlie, I also dropped in chat a video of Frank screaming into a trash can.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We'll have to like somehow add that into the just the episode description.
It can be done. It can be
it,
done.
it can be done. All right. Oh. So did they actually like use to spell it out the whole way? This is saying that like
Apparently.
in modern times we spell it with the 49, the numbers, but they used to
Yep.
actually spell minor 49er out in letters. I didn't
Yeah,
know this.
I'd never seen it that way.
Interesting.
Odd.
Hey, look, Shaggy's showing his imitation skills again.
Shaggy's just really good with his voice.
He is. It's my favorite Shaggy power.
The ability to imitate any sound or voice.
Yes.
And ventriloquism.
He is a ventriloquist. He is a bard.
And we love that for him.
We love it. Oh my god, that's so funny that I forgot that Hank's outfit literally looks like minor 49ers. Like Fred's like, "Oh yeah, it's Hank." Like immediately.
Even as a kid, I was able to figure this out.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I know who it is. I wasn't even thinking about the outfits.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know it's him cuz he's the small dude."
Yep. And the song Darling Clementine is heard throughout the episode, including on the piano. And Shaggy and Scooby whistle it. Okay. So when I was in elementary school, my second grade teacher taught us a song about the water cycle to the tune of that song.
Nice.
So that's what it makes me think of.
I love that the miscellaneous trivia on here is it just has the numbers for like Scooby Snacks bribe, how many times they say zoinks, how many times they say rut-row.
Yep.
Beautiful. We're gonna do that, but for like our own weird gags because they're funny.
Yep. 49ers given a term to a prospector in the California Gold Rush of 1849. That makes sense.
He's in the live action film, but now he can breathe fire. And it's not really explained why that is, but sure. Let's go for it.
Why not?
And of course, he's also referenced in Mystery Incorporated. Okay. This episode is the namesake for a loose adaptation for the third level of the game app My Friend Scooby Doo.
Never heard of that in my life. But
I have not either. So I was very confused. Yeah, that's our trivia for this episode.
There's also a lot of animation glitches.
There is a lot. It's fine. Just don't worry about the glitches. There's always so many.
I mean, the show was made on like chump change compared to nowadays, so
truly. Well, Ethan, my dear friend.
Yes.
Who are we siding with in this episode? I feel like it's obvious, but
I'm going with the gang here. Anybody who's out to run people out of town just for some oil money, or just people who want oil money in general.
Yeah,
not my kind of people.
I'm not here for the oil lifestyle or the capitalism of it all. I'm not here for it.
Like we said, capitalism is the real enemy. So,
as always. Now, Ethan, was this a good mystery?
Not really.
No, not really.
The list of suspects was pretty short. Plus, like, Hank didn't even change his outfit. He just added a big hat and a fake beard and stilts. That's it.
I mean, don't you just, like, put on, like, a fake mustache or something and then go back to the people who just said no to you and try to convince them again? You know, like...
it's never worked out.
But that's what they do in cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah, because cartoons always demonstrate how things actually work.
Absolutely.
Like, if you don't look when you run off a cliff, you're just going to keep going.
Exactly. It'll work next time I try. I guarantee it.
Obviously.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting better. And we'll be here again for another mystery that I'm not super excited about next time.
Neither am I, but we're going to get through it together.
We are. But for now, we gotta split up and look for clues. Bye.
Bye.
follow this podcast socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.
Oh god, what's our other thing? What else do we do here?
Shit, what do we do?
I didn't write it down.
Hold on.
I didn't write it down, Ethan. Why are you looking? I didn't write it down.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I said I didn't write it down as you were looking.
Great.
I do that, and then I feel like I did something else. It's fine. I'm a failure.
We have survived.
Ugh. Oh well. Failure.
Charlie, you are not a failure.
I am a failure! What else would
That's
we
going in the
fucking
blooper
do?
section. Now.
Oh! Was this a good mystery?
Oh, right. Let's just put that. Let's write that down real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Trivia section.
Done.
Thank you. All right.